Let me tell you something. Your success is not an accident. Your destiny is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of choice, discipline, and belief. Every single day you have a choice to step into greatness or settle for mediocrity. And that choice starts the moment you wake up. You were not placed on this earth by accident. You were created with purpose, with intention, with a divine assignment that only you can fulfill. Too many people walk through life as if they are ordinary, as if they are just another person in the crowd, as if their existence doesn't matter. But that is a lie. From the moment you took your first breath, there was something different about you. You were designed for greatness. You were built with the ability to create, to lead, to inspire, and to transform the world around you. The problem is, most people don't recognize what's inside them. They've been told by society, by family, by their own experiences that they are limited. But those limitations are not real. They are only as real as you allow them to be. Greatness is not something you earn. It's something you uncover. It's already inside of you, waiting to be awakened. The challenge is that most people allow doubt, fear, and negative experiences to bury their greatness under layers of insecurity and hesitation. They look at their past failures and assume they are not meant for more. But failure is not a sign that you are unworthy. It's a test to see if you are ready. Every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is simply a refining process. It is shaping you, molding you, strengthening you so that when you finally step into your greatness, you will be ready to handle it. The question is not whether you were designed for greatness. The question is, will you rise to the level of who you were created to be? The problem with most people is that they settle for average because average is comfortable. Average is safe. Average doesn't require risk and it doesn't demand faith. But you were not designed for average. You were designed to stand out, to do something extraordinary, to leave a mark that cannot be erased. The moment you accept average, you deny the greatness that was placed inside of you. The moment you shrink yourself to fit into the expectations of others, you reject the very purpose for which you were created. You must decide once and for all that you will not settle. You will not play small. You will not be a bystander in your own life. You will rise. You will build. You will step fully into the destiny that was designed specifically for you. People often look at others who have achieved success and think they are different, that they were given something special, that they had an advantage. But that's not true. The only difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't is belief and action. Some people choose to believe in their potential, while others allow doubt to control them. Some people take action even when they are afraid, while others wait for the perfect moment that never comes. If you truly believe that you are designed for greatness, then you must act like it. You must stop making excuses. You must stop waiting for permission. You must stop questioning whether you have what it takes. Because you do, the only thing standing between you and your destiny is the decision to go after it with everything you've got. You are designed with gifts, with talents, with abilities that no one else on this planet has in the way that you do. There is something inside of you that the world needs, something only you can deliver. But potential means nothing if it is never activated. If you never use your gifts, they will remain dormant. If you never develop your talents, they will go to waste. That's why you must wake up every single day with a sense of urgency. Your greatness is not meant to stay hidden. Your purpose is not meant to sit on the sidelines. You were designed to step forward, to lead, to impact the lives of others. But that can only happen if you make the decision to fully embrace who you are and what you were created to do. Your past does not define your future. No matter where you come from, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter what has happened to you, none of it has the power to take away the greatness inside of you. Some of the most successful people in the world started from nothing, faced rejection, went through unimaginable struggles, but they refused to give up. They refused to believe that their circumstances could stop them. They refused to let their past dictate their future. And because they kept going, because they kept believing, because they kept pushing, they unlocked the greatness that was inside of them all along. If they could do it, so can you. The same power, the same potential, the same ability to transform your life is already in you. But you have to believe it, and you have to act on it. Every single day you wake up, you are given a gift. The fact that you have breath in your lungs, movement in your body, and another chance to pursue your purpose is proof that you still have work to do. But too many people treat life like a burden instead of a blessing. They wake up complaining, dreading the day ahead, acting as if they are forced to go through life instead of realizing that they get to. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. It's perspective. Some people see every day as an opportunity to grow, to build, to create, but while others see it as an obligation they have to endure. The way you view your day determines the way you live your life. Opportunity is all around you, but you will never see it if you're too busy complaining about what you have to do. You don't have to go to work, you get to. You don't have to build your business, you get to. You don't have to chase your dreams, you get to. That simple shift in perspective changes everything. When you see something as an obligation, you approach it with resistance, hesitation, and frustration. But when you see it as an opportunity, you approach it with excitement, energy, and focus. And the truth is, the same exact situation can be seen from either perspective. It all depends on how you choose to look at it. Successful people choose to see the opportunity in everything, and that's why they create success. Most people are living their lives on autopilot. They wake up, go through the same routine, complain about the same problems, and repeat the cycle day after day. They are waiting for something to change, but the only thing that needs to change is them. Every day, life is giving you chances to improve, chances to learn, chances to move forward. But if you are not looking for them, you will miss them. Some people see setbacks as obstacles. Others see them as opportunities to grow. Some people see hard work as a punishment. Others see it as a privilege. Some people see challenges as a reason to quit. Others see them as a reason to get stronger. The way you approach your day will determine what you get out of it. There are people who would give anything to have the opportunities you take for granted. There are people who don't have the job you complain about, who don't have the health you neglect, who don't have the freedom you waste. If you woke up today, you already have more than so many others. But gratitude isn't just about being thankful. It's about using what you have to its fullest potential. If you want more in life, you must first learn to appreciate and maximize what you already have. If you can't value today, why should you be given more tomorrow? If you don't take advantage of the opportunities in front of you now, why should bigger ones come your way? Life rewards those who are faithful with what they have. The reason most people stay stuck is not because they don't have opportunities, it's because they don't recognize them. They are so focused on what they wish they had that they overlook what's already in their hands. They are so busy waiting for the perfect moment that they waste the moment they're in. Every day you have a choice. You can either see the opportunity and act on it, or you can make excuses and stay where you are. The people who create success, wealth, impact, and fulfillment are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who decided to make the most of every day, no matter what. They are the ones who understood that every single day they wake up is another chance to get better, to move forward, and to build the life they were created for. If you keep seeing your responsibilities as obligations, they will always feel heavy. But if you start seeing them as opportunities, they will become stepping stones to your next level. You don't have to grind for your goals. You get to. You don't have to push through challenges. You get to. Every moment you are given is a moment someone else didn't get. Every chance you have to work, to build, to grow is a chance to get closer to the life you were meant to live. The people who achieve their dreams don't take their days for granted. They wake up with fire, with energy, with purpose, because they understand that today is not an obligation, it is an opportunity. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but it can also be your greatest enemy if you don't learn how to control it. Every action you take, every decision you make, and every outcome you experience starts with a thought. If your thoughts are weak, your life will be weak. If your thoughts are fearful, your actions will be hesitant. If your thoughts are negative, your results will reflect that negativity. But when you take control of your mind, when you decide that no thought will enter or stay in your head without your permission, you shift the direction of your entire life. The battle is not external, it is internal. The real fight is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. And that response is determined by the way you think. Most people go through life as prisoners of their own thoughts. They let doubt dictate their actions. They let fear stop them from moving forward. They let insecurities convince them they are not good enough. And the worst part, they don't even realize they are being controlled. They think their thoughts are just who they are, but that is not true. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant the right seeds, weeds will grow automatically. If you don't intentionally feed your mind with powerful, productive, and positive thoughts, then negativity, fear, and doubt will take over. If you do not consciously choose what you believe, your mind will default to whatever the world, your past, and your environment have conditioned you to think. You cannot afford to let your mind run wild. You cannot allow thoughts of failure, insecurity, or limitation to linger in your head. The moment a weak thought enters your mind, you must reject it. The moment fear tries to creep in, you must replace it with faith. The moment you start doubting yourself, you must remind yourself of who you are and what you are capable of. Most people allow negative thoughts to stay in their minds for too long. And over time, those thoughts become beliefs. And once something becomes a belief, it shapes your reality. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, you will start acting like you're not good enough. If you keep telling yourself success is impossible, you will never take the actions necessary to succeed. Your life will always reflect the dominant thoughts in your mind. When you take control of your mind, you take control of your life. When you decide that no thought will enter your mind without being examined, you gain power over your emotions, your actions, and your destiny. But control is not automatic. It is something you must practice daily. Just like you train your body to get stronger, you must train your mind to think in alignment with success, confidence, and purpose. That means being aware of what you allow into your mind. What are you listening to? What are you watching? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Every piece of information you consume is either strengthening your mind or weakening it. If you fill your mind with negativity, distractions, and doubt, that is what will shape your life. But if you fill your mind with wisdom, discipline, and faith, you will create a life of strength, success, and purpose. The most dangerous thing you can do is underestimate the power of your own mind. The world will try to convince you that success is about external factors, money, connections, luck. But the truth is, success starts in the mind. Every person who has achieved greatness mastered their thoughts before they mastered their craft. They learned to reject fear, to push past doubt, to program their minds for discipline and confidence. They were not controlled by their emotions. They controlled their emotions. They were not prisoners of their thoughts. They directed their thoughts toward victory. And because they mastered their minds, they mastered their lives. The moment you stop controlling your mind is the moment your mind starts controlling you. If you let your thoughts run wild, They will lead you to hesitation, procrastination, and failure. But when you decide that your mind belongs to you, that no thought has power unless you give it permission, you become unstoppable. You must remind yourself daily that you are the master of your own thoughts. You must refuse to be a victim of fear, doubt, or negativity. You must take control, discipline your thinking, and build a mindset that aligns with the future you desire, because at the end of the day, you will either control your mind or your mind will control you. The difference between those who create wealth and those who struggle is simple. Producers build, consumers take. Producers create value, consumers absorb it. Producers solve problems, consumers look for someone else to do it. If you want to live a life of abundance, you have to shift your mindset from being a consumer to being a producer. Most people spend their lives consuming, watching, scrolling, buying, and waiting for someone else to give them what they need. But the people who rise, the people who dominate, the people who build empires are the ones who take responsibility for creating something valuable. They don't wait for opportunities, they produce them. They don't wait for someone to teach them. They create it with their own hands. The world is built by producers. Every business, every invention, every innovation you rely on exists because someone decided to produce instead of consume. The phone in your hand, the car you drive, the content you watch, all of it was created by someone who understood that real power lies in production. Consumers pay for what producers create. Consumers depend on the work that producers have already done. If you want to change your financial future, your impact, your influence, and your legacy, you have to stop thinking like a consumer and start operating like a producer. Ask yourself, am I constantly consuming other people's work? Or am I producing something that will change the game? Am I waiting for someone to give me permission, or am I taking action to create something meaningful? Every time you consume without producing, you are reinforcing a cycle of dependence. Most people spend hours scrolling through content but never create anything of their own. They buy courses but never apply the knowledge. They watch successful people but never take action to become successful themselves. Consuming feels good in the moment. It's easy. It's passive. And it gives the illusion of progress. But real progress only happens when you start producing. When you stop just reading books and start writing your own. When you stop just listening to advice and start giving it. When you stop just admiring other people's success and start building your own. Consumers stay stuck because they are always taking in but never giving out. Producers move forward because they turn ideas into reality. Producers don't wait until they feel ready. They don't sit around waiting for perfect conditions. They start where they are with what they have. Most people think they need more knowledge, more resources, or more confidence before they can produce. But the truth is, confidence comes from doing. Mastery comes from repetition. Success comes from taking what you already know and using it to create value. You don't need to be the best, you just need to start producing. If you have a skill, use it. If you have knowledge, share it. If you have an idea, build it. The more you produce, the better you get. The more you create, the more valuable you become. The more opportunities, income, and success will flow to you. The wealthiest people in the world are producers. They are the ones who write the books, own the businesses, and create the products that the rest of the world consumes. They don't just watch, they do. They don't just learn, they apply. They don't just talk about ideas, they execute them. If you want to change your financial future, you must produce more than you consume. Instead of spending money on entertainment, invest in your own creation. Instead of spending hours watching others succeed, spend hours building your own success. Instead of filling your mind with distractions, fill it with strategies to help you produce more. The more you produce, the more valuable you become. The more valuable you become, the more people will pay for what you create. Your time, your energy, your mind, these are your greatest assets, and how you use them determines your future. Consumers waste time, producers invest it. Consumers are entertained, producers are educated. Consumers follow trends, producers set them. The decision you make every day to consume or to produce, they take what they know, they take what they have, and they turn it into something valuable. They don't make excuses, they don't wait for permission, and they don't hesitate. They wake up every day with one mission: to create, to build, and to produce. Fear is a liar. It whispers doubt, hesitation, and insecurity into your mind, convincing you that you are not capable, that you are not ready, that you do not have what it takes. But fear has no real power unless you give it permission. It is nothing more than an illusion designed to keep you from stepping into the life you were meant to live. The moment you allow fear to dictate your choices, you surrender control of your destiny. Fear will always try to hold you back, but faith will push you forward. Faith is the belief that what you need will come. Faith is the confidence that what is ahead of you is greater than what is behind you. Faith is the fuel that turns dreams into reality. And without it, you will always live beneath your potential. Faith and fear cannot occupy the same space. You are either moving forward in faith or you are standing still in fear. Fear will paralyze you, make you second guess yourself, and keep you trapped in cycles of hesitation. Faith, on the other hand, gives you the courage to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to trust that everything you need is already within you. The people who achieve great things in life are not those who never feel fear, but those who refuse to let fear stop them. They choose to act in faith even when the path is unclear. They choose to believe in their abilities even when doubt creeps in. They choose to keep going even when everything around them says to quit. Most people live their entire lives controlled by fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what others think, fear of stepping outside their comfort zone. And because of that fear, they stay in the same place year after year, never growing, never reaching, never becoming who they were created to be. But faith breaks those chains. Faith allows you to step boldly into new opportunities, to take action even when the outcome is uncertain, to trust that every setback is simply a setup for something greater. Faith does not eliminate challenges, but it gives you the strength to face them head on. Fear makes you run from obstacles. Faith makes you rise above them. Walking in faith means understanding that failure is not final. It means knowing that every challenge, every struggle, and every closed door is simply part of the process. Fear will make you see obstacles as reasons to quit, but faith will show you that those obstacles are actually preparing you for something bigger. Every person who has ever done something great had to face fear. The difference is they chose to push past it. They refused to let fear dictate their decisions. They walked in faith, even when the path was unclear, even when the odds were against them, even when fear tried to convince them otherwise. And because they chose faith over fear, they reached heights that others. Fear will always try to disguise itself as logic. It will tell you that waiting is the smart choice, that playing it safe is the responsible thing to do, that avoiding risk is the best way to stay secure. But faith does not operate on logic. Faith operates on belief. Faith is knowing that even when you cannot see the full picture, the next step will be revealed as you move forward. Faith is trusting that you are being guided, that the right doors will open at the right time, that every challenge is building you into the person you need to become. Fear will tell you to wait for proof before you take action, but faith requires action before you see proof. Every day you have a choice to walk in faith or to walk in fear. Fear will always be there trying to pull you back into comfort, into hesitation, into doubt. But you must decide that fear will no longer control your life. You must choose to move forward even when it feels uncomfortable, to trust even when it doesn't make sense, to believe even when circumstances try to shake you. Faith is not just a feeling, it is a decision to step out, to keep going, to believe in the vision placed inside of you. Fear will keep you stuck, but faith will set you free. There is a mindset that separates those who win from those who quit. It is not talent, luck, or circumstances. It is the decision to be relentless. Relentless people do not stop when they are tired. They stop when they are finished. They do not back down when obstacles arise. They push harder. They do not allow setbacks to break them. They use setbacks as fuel to go even further. When